Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zahra, ex-Muslim, ex-Shia. So here, look at this, how the Battle of Badr started, and on Surah Anfal ayats, right, 5, 6, 7, and the tafsir by the Shia on Surah Anfal ayat 5 first. So I wasn't able to perhaps say this properly on this ayat. What does this ayah mean, and for whom is it? Now, this ayah would be Surah 8, ayat, Allah promised you, 7. Surah 8, ayat 7. So let me share this here, and let me just correct this. Okay, I hope I'm not muted this time. So we have showing and helping those who can be helped. So please bear with me, as it's very difficult for me to explain on this ayat. Who were these? Were they only Muslims, or was the Prophet Muhammad involved in this ayat? Surah 8, ayat 7. You loved that the one not armed, you loved that the one not armed should be yours. Do you see this? Surah 8, ayat 7. And then we look at the Shia tafsir on this, right? So let me read Surah 8 at 7. And when Allah promised you, one of the two parties, that it shall be yours, and you love that the one not armed should be yours. And Allah desired to manifest the truth of what was true by his words, and to cut off the root of the unbelievers. So before going there, what does this really mean? You love that the one. Who are the you in this? The Muslims, or is Prophet Muhammad also included in the you in this ayat? You loved that the one not armed should be yours. Right? That it. Now Allah is so ambiguous in this, my goodness, even in some ayats. I don't know why. Actually, I know why, but I cannot articulate it, right? So if you know the importance of clarity, then you would realize that this ambiguity from Allah is, you know, something wrong in this, terribly wrong in the way Allah has brought this down to Prophet Muhammad, revealed it to Prophet Muhammad. And when Allah promised you, one of the two parties, that it shall be yours. So why the ambiguity like this from Allah? Ask yourselves, maybe you will get an answer when, if you examine it for yourself. And I could help you in this if you, those who, the Shias who are, who can be helped, right? Who can be helped. So trying to help them. Now, I did the tafsir from the Shia on Surah 8, ayat 5. Even as your Lord caused you to go forth from your house with the truth, though a party of the believers were surely averse, right, on this. And then now on this Surah 8 ayat 7. But Surah 8 ayat 7, part of its tafsir is in under Surah 8 ayat 5. Part of Surah 8 ayat 7 tafsir, I think it's there too. So you see here, okay, wait. So Allah wanting to cut off the root of the believers, right? Oh, sorry. Wait. To cut off the root of the unbelievers, disbelievers. Who are the disbelievers? There are now these polytheists also, right? Of Makkah, Meccan polytheists. These are the disbelievers. And this is what Allah wanted from the very beginning. Prophet Muhammad's Allah, not their Allah, not because they also, the polytheists also believed in Allah and they were maintaining mosques in Makkah, right? So there's all that I've said in the previous live stream. You can see repeating, unable to put this properly. Why? I'm not going to blame myself. The Holy Prophet, as guided by Allah, now, before that, he was allowing, as he learned that the Holy Prophet, as he learned, the caravan of the Quraysh laden with goods under Abu Sufyan was coming from Syria, right? And the Muslims planning to seize it, attack the caravan of Abu Sufyan, right? So Shias, you know very well, you would examine this, right? Why would the Holy Prophet learn? What is so important in this for the Holy Prophet to learn? That a caravan of the Quraysh laden with merchandise under Abu Sufyan was coming, and that the Muslims were planning to attack his caravan. What is so important about Holy Prophet learning this? Because his Muslims were planning to attack Abu Sufyan's caravan, and he didn't say anything. He was silent, it seems. Look at the way you have written, also your tafsir is put here, the way you've put it. All the Wikipedia on Battle of Badr, how it started, very clear, right? Clearly says that Prophet Muhammad was keen in attacking these caravans. So for the repayment of being, for the Muhajirin, for his Muslims, Muslim Muhajirin, right? And so he was doing this. That's why he learned that a caravan of the Quraysh laden with merchandise under Abu Sufyan was coming from Syria. And this time, what's happened at this time, Abu Sufyan sent a message to Abu Jahl that the Muslims were planning to attack his caravan in order to seize the merchandise he was bringing from Syria. This time, Abu Sufyan sent a message, please, I want protection for these caravans of mine, or the caravan coming, this caravan that has goods, because the Muslims were planning to attack this caravan. And they think it is right. The Holy Prophet agrees with the knowledge and the permission or order of the Holy Prophet to attack these caravans. Abu Sufyan sending the message to Abu Jahl, the Holy Prophet now on this, as guided by Allah, decided to leave the caravan. Also, he was with the Muslims there, telling them, yes, attack the caravan of Abu Sufyan. Decided to leave that, meaning Abu Sufyan's caravan, and march out boldly against the well-armed and equipped Quraysh army coming from Makkah under the command of Abu Jahl in order to destroy destroy the Muslims in Medina. It's so funny. So you see, the Holy Prophet, as guided by Allah, now comes this ayat, right? Surah 8, ayat 7. After, so they dispute, wait a minute, yeah, so how shall I? Okay, I'm a bit confused here. Surah 8, ayat 7. how to present it to you. And when Allah promised you one of the two parties that it should be yours, it should be yours, and you love that the one not armed should be yours. Now, who are being blamed for loving the one that is not armed should be yours? Shouldn't the Holy Prophet be blamed for this? They loved that because they were allowed to do this for the repayment, right? As Wikipedia says very directly on this, the Battle of Badr, if you search out in Wikipedia and we go to Battle of Badr. And so the Holy Prophet was one of them who made them want this unarmed one because they felt they had a right to attack. The Muslims felt with the Holy Prophet that they had a right to attack these caravans of Abu Sufyan full of goods, maybe. Not only this one, but prior to this one too. Battle of Badr. So why we see prior to this is because the keenness we see and how it is written by by someone here in Wikipedia, right? Taking the history, the Islamic history. So share this tab, right? Wikipedia, thank you. This is on from Wikipedia, Battle of Badr. Skipped. This is the first battle, right? The Muslims, the first fitna, the first battle that the Muslims fought against the polytheists of Makkah. Muhammad, taking a took keen interest in capturing Meccan caravans after his migration to Medina. So, like I said, maybe this was not the first caravan that Muhammad captured of Abu Sufyan or the Quraysh pagan polytheists. And they have taken it, of course, from their history, right? Islamic history, all this. And the way they have written it very directly, unlike the Shia tafsir. Muhammad took keen interest in capturing Meccan caravans that were not guarded. They just had goods, right? Meccan caravans after his migration to Medina, seeing it as repayment for his people, like revenge. The Muhajirin, since they were kicked out of Mecca, exiled, expelled from Mecca, or some of them had to even emigrate to Medina with the Prophet. If they didn't, after the Prophet, or after the Prophet to Medina, as the Prophet did, they would be killed unless they had taken refuge in the one you had a treaty with. Surah Nisa ayats 90, 190, 89, like that. Okay, I can't remember the number of the ayats. So this, and the believers there also were divided about these hypocrites. They were called hypocrites to be killed. And then the next ayat comes with an exception. Do not kill them if they have taken refuge in with the people you have a treaty with, or this or that, right? So I don't have to go in detail into this and show you those ayats. So what is important is this ayat. Who is this ayat for? Surah 8 ayat 7, right? Then sharing this tab again. Then back to the Shia website, tafsir on this. The Holy Prophet, as guided by Allah, decided to leave the caravan. This is the caravan of Abu Sufyan. He decided to leave, that the Muslims were planning to attack. The Muslims were planning to attack and march out boldly against the well-armed. So guided by Allah. So you've said this, the tafsir of Shias. You said this here. And then in Surah 8, ayat 7, okay, the believers, let's also read Surah 8, ayat 6. They disputed with you. the party of the believers disputed with the Holy Prophet. They disputed with you, right, about the truth after it had become clear, as if they were being driven to death while they saw it. So uh, now what's happening is that the decision of the Holy Prophet, they say the Shia tafsir, the decision of the Holy Prophet took, the decision that the Holy Prophet took, not to attack the caravan now, unarmed one, but guarded. Okay, according to the Shia tafsir on this also, right? And take possession, okay, not to attack the caravan and take possession of the rich booty. So this is, of course, Shias. You believe that the Holy Prophet, before this, prior to this, wanted to attack the caravan and take possession of the rich booty. But now the decision was taken by the Holy Prophet not to attack, as he was used to attacking the caravans and take possession of the rich booty, the unarmed but guarded caravans of the polytheists, Makkan pagan, but to fight against the Quraysh army. Why are the Quraysh army coming? Because Abu Sufyan sent a message to Abu Jahl to send this because the Muslims were attacking the caravan and they thought this was wrong, robbing and attacking the caravan. The other facts which clearly show that it was the pagan of Makkah who took the initiative to attack the Muslims are, okay, see, that's a bit difficult for me. Please bear with me if you can here. The other facts, no, you see, what? The other facts which clearly show that it was the pagans of Makkah who took the initiative to attack the Muslims are the 13 days distance between Makkah and Medina. The Muslim traveled 3 days to meet the pagans of Makkah at Badr. So the Makkan pagans were saying, come here and fight with us. Okay. Because, or the caravans that you've attacked of ours and taken possession of the rich booty, you're saying it's all right, but we're saying it's not okay for you to do this, right? So now the decision was taken by the Holy Prophet to fight against the Quraysh army. But the fact is that the pagans of Makkah were not taking the initiative to attack the Muslims. Were not. They were just called by Abu Sufyan to protect his caravan for being attacked by the Muslims with the knowledge and permission of the Holy Prophet. Right? I hope I've said this properly. Do you get it? Oh, just 13 days distance between Makkah and Medina, the Muslim traveled 3 days to meet the pagans of Makkah at Badr. Fact show that it was the pagans of Makkah who took the initiative to attack. Look, they did not take the initiative to attack the Muslims. The Muslims had initiated with the decision of the Holy Prophet, by the decision and knowledge of the Holy Prophet, to attack the caravans. And you're saying, and to even take the rich booty from the caravans, but you're saying the pagans of Makkah took the initiative to attack the Muslims, not the Muslim caravans. Just because 13 days distance between Makkah and Medina, the Muslim traveled 3 days to meet the pagans. This fact that the pagan Makkans wanted to attack the Muslims, initiated. Is this a fact? This is not a fact. The pagans of Makkah at Badr. Wait, sorry, I didn't. 3 days to meet the pagans of Makkah at Badr, who had already left Makkah 10 days before with full readiness to destroy the Muslims. Full readiness to destroy the Muslims. What about protecting the caravans? So they just sent the army that since the Prophet Muhammad and his Muslims were keen on attacking the pagan Meccan caravans, they finally came to the rescue of those caravans. Since Abu Sufyan now sent a message, see, right, to Abu Jahl, please, I need help, because the Muslims are attacking my caravans. So, no, the pagan Arabs did not take the initiative to attack the Muslims, right? They must have just now taken steps to protect their caravans and their people's caravans, Abu Sufyan and other pagan Meccan caravans that the Muslims and the Holy Prophet already were keen to attack and get the booty and possess the rich booty from it. And they must be sick and tired of this, right? So who took the initiative to of aggression, robbery? Come on, this is robbery for them. And if you're going to say that this is this part that you're going to be with the Sunnis and say this is right, what Muhammad did, right? Muhammad took keen interest in capturing Meccan caravans after his migration to Medina, seeing it as repayment. Huh? Oh, I can't do this here. Seeing it as repayment. It goes up. Seeing it as repayment for his people, the Muhajirun Muslims, the Meccan Muslims who had migrated to Medina. A few days before the battle, when he learnt of a Meccan caravan returning from the Levant led by Abu Sufyan ibn Harb, Muhammad gathered a small expeditionary force to capture it, right? So expeditionary warfare is a military invasion of a foreign territory, especially away from established bases. Expeditionary forces were in part the antecedent of the modern concept of rapid deployment forces. Traditionally, expeditionary forces were essentially self-sustaining with an organic logistic capacity, maybe. You see, who's attacking first? Who's the aggressor first? So they were just on the defense side. Abu Sufyan, right? They sent an army, and Muhammad's ego, and of course they had to send an army, 1,000 people, 1,000 armed soldiers to protect Abu Sufyan's caravans. And you're saying that they've taken the initiative to attack the Muslims, the pagan Makkans. Oh God, the pagan Makkans took the initiative to attack the Muslims. To defend, you have not put it properly, Shias. To defend the caravans from being attacked by the Holy Prophet and the Muhajirun, for the Muhajirun, Muslims, by the Muslims, and by the Muslims. So they could take all this rich booty, possession of rich booty. But now the Holy Prophet decides not to do this because the Quraysh army is coming against them to protect the caravans, right? To protect Quraysh army, pagans are coming to protect the caravan and to say, look, don't do this anymore, to warn the Holy Prophet and the Muslims, right? Don't do this anymore. Not fight them, right? Now, so what happens and how have you put it? So you've put it wrongly. This is not a fact. This is a terrible way to write. It's an injustice to the pagan Makkans, right? Never, never, never. This is false initiative to attack the Muslims, right? Quraysh army coming to attack. That's why they took the initiative to attack the Muslims. Oh, to defend the caravans from being attacked and rich booty taken possession of by the Holy Prophet, right? What else have you put? Or had already led in this that the material as well as the mental condition of the Muslims who were so unprepared for such an encounter that they saw nothing but death waiting for them to destroy the Muslims. And look, so they're not in a mental condition, but you know what they're doing? They're plundering the caravans, Makkan pagan caravans, Abu Sufyan's caravan. And so this is what they're used to doing and getting the booty, rich booty possessions for taking possession of the rich booty from these caravans. This is what they are, right? This thing to do, right? Asked to do by the Holy Prophet. And the material as well as the mental condition of the Muslims who were so unprepared for such an encounter that they saw nothing but death waiting for them. So they disputed with the Prophet, Surah 8 at 6, they disputed with you about the truth after it had become clear. What had become clear? About the truth that you should fight, you should now fight the Quraysh army that's coming to tell you, don't attack the caravans, not to destroy you or kill you. I don't think that was the case, right? Not at all. Thinking is because of proof that that wasn't the case. It's very clear here. They had to protect the caravans. So if the Muslims and the Holy Prophet thinks that it's okay to get back at them for exiling them, confiscating their belongings, exiling them from their homes and their land, country, city, Makkah, here, for example, in this case, so it's okay to go and attack the caravans. No, it is not. Firstly, see, I also saw why the Holy Prophet would be attacked or exiled or restrained. You see, consider this also, right? The Holy Prophet, his Allah first, did not accept, wouldn't accept shirk, polytheism. It is an unforgivable sin. So from the starting point, to prepare the pagan Arabs to accept Islam, he first went very peacefully, but of course against the idols and all this Abraham's, the ayats on Abraham, breaking the idols, doing taqiyya, lying to his father and his people that I'm sick, and then breaking their idols. So eventually, that they would stop practicing their religion. It was not just that Holy Prophet Sallallahu and the Holy Prophet wanted to just spread the message of Allah and not stop the pagan Arabs from practicing their religion. So consider that also from the Quran ayats. From the Quran ayats, right? That's why the restraint on them. That's why the restraint on them, right? From the very beginning. Because shirk, Surah Tawbah, it's other ayats in the Quran, when the pagans were maintaining the Masjid al-Haram, masjids actually it says. I found a ayat in Surah Tawbah, in Surah Tawbah. I found an ayat that I think in Surah Tawbah or Surah Anfal, forgetting, that the how can how now let me search for this. How can the polity disbelievers polytheists maintain masjids when they disbelieve? When they disbelieve, right? Quran ayat. Maybe I should search it as Surah Tawbah ayat. It is not for the polytheists to maintain the mosques of Allah while they openly profess disbelief. Here it is. Share the tab, which I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting recently. I kept forgetting to share tabs in my previous live streams. Can you hear me? Am I? So can you see this also? Your browser has lost connection. So this also happens. Now, I'm not muted, thank God. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, so we'll go to this. How can the polytheists, so not, see, when they have broken treaties, no, it is not for the polytheists. Surah 9, ayat 17, it is not for the polytheists to maintain the mosques. Now, this not only, this is masajid, this is plural form of mosques. We have only one Kaaba in Makkah. Where are the other mosques? Where are the other mosques of Allah in Makkah, right? I think this is about the polytheists of Makkah. It is not for the polytheists to maintain the mosques of Allah while witnessing against themselves with disbelief. For those their deeds have become worthless, and in the fire they will abide eternally. So this was the very beginning intention of the Allah, prophet of the prophets Allah, the holy prophets Allah, right? The intention that they cannot maintain, they are disbelievers, and their deeds are worthless. They cannot maintain the mosques of Allah. This is in plural mosques. Masajid. It's not masjid. It's masajid in Arabic, plural. So this is what I saw from the very beginning. Shias, what I saw was no, it's although this is a later ayat at the end, in the end, this surah was revealed, Surah Tawbah, Surah Barat, they call it also. But from the very beginning, I could see that this should have come from the very beginning. It is not for the polytheists to maintain the mosques of Allah. This is that the Holy Prophet, by uh, you know, by the order of Allah, or the Allah's message was not only to spread Islam but to destroy the polytheists completely and their beliefs. This is what Allah's message also contained. to given to revealed to Prophet Muhammad from the very beginning. But at the beginning, he was just telling them maybe, or even doing this, that trying to say like Nuh was in Surah Nuh, calling them to the one Allah and leave your religion, leave this practice. Although we're told they were whistling and clapping, but also we're told they used to give water to the pilgrims. Surah 9, ayat 19, that will come, right? But for now, this ayat, Surah 9, ayat 17, this was from the very beginning the message of Allah to the polytheists. How could they accept this from the very beginning? That's why they must have exiled, first warned the Holy Prophet, restrained him, tried to restrain him, not because the message of Islam contains what? Huh? That there is one Allah? No. Not only that, right? Not only that there's one Allah. Now we come to Surah Tawbah at 13. Would you not fight against a people who broke their oaths and determined to expel the messenger, and they had begun the attack upon you? Upon you. Oh, they have to put this in bracket, the attack upon, and they had begun. Does Allah say, will you not fight? Let me see the Arabic. The messenger, they were determined to drive out the messenger. Why? Began to attack you. Okay. Isbadaqum began you first, but you were attacking their. See, first and foremost, let's see if I can say it properly. Please bear with me. So, will you not fight a people who broke their oaths? Uh, Breaking oaths, first and foremost, see what the entire message of Allah is against the polytheists. Do you see it, or of course you see it, right? It's in the Quran ayats. Shirk is unforgivable sin or deed, unforgivable. Not only gunai kabira, not only the greatest sin, but it is unforgivable. Surah 4 ayat. And the polytheists broke their oaths and determined to expel the messenger. Why would they be? Wouldn't you be determined to expel the the polytheist chief, if they told you not to practice this, come to the idol worshipping, and not to maintain a Masjid al-Haram, the Kaaba? Wouldn't you fight them? Wouldn't you first try to restrain them? So where's the restrain one also? Let me show you. It's in Surah Anfal, right? Surah Anfal ayat. So I saw all these ayats which are in favor of the Holy Prophet and against the polytheists, disbelievers. Surah Anfal ayat, see if I can find the 8 on my computer, ayat 30. I think Surah Anfal ayat. Let me see if I can find the 3. And I'm not used to this computer. Okay, let's search for it. Oh, yeah. Now capture, look where it goes, right? So, yes, it is Surah 8 ayat 30. Let me share this tab on the screen. Hope it has come. Let me just check. I'm not muted. 39 minutes. Okay, nothing. No, no problem. Okay, Surah 8 ayat 30. And when plotted against you those who disbelieved. Now you see the polytheists have come in this category of disbelievers, kafirs, that they restrain you. Restrain you from what? And why would they restrain the Messenger of Allah? Because he just believed in Allah, and he was saying, I found this new religion. Allah has revealed this Abrahamic religion. I'm now the messenger, the last prophet of this Abrahamic religion. Allah has revealed to me this message to give to you all. Hmm? And that's it. Like, if you want to, just come here, believe in one Allah, come and join me. Come take the covenant. Come, become Muslims. No, it was more than that. Take the story of Abraham in the Quran against idol worshippers and polytheists, mushriks, and more. I mean, where's that Quran ayat that says the polytheists, not only in Surah 9, but other ayahs where shirk is unforgivable. They have Surah Zumar ayat, let's take 4, right? Also. So you see why restrain? Plotted against you to restrain you or to kill you or to evict you. Why evict him from Makkah? They have a good reason to do this. Now you're told to kill the apostates even who leave Islam, right? Even the Shias, females also, confine them for 3 days. Some of you would do that. And if they don't listen, then kill them. Penal, yeah, take their lives, right? The females also, if they don't come back to Islam, Shia Islam. But they plan, and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. To restrain him, you see, Allah has made up His mind, right? That this is the only religion. This, no other religion would do. Not even Judaism, or Christianity would do. I saw that. Demis, yeah, but Surah Tawbah is tell me. I think Surah Tawbah is one to another thing is kill them. No, they have to accept Islam. And yeah, the dhimmi thing, the jizya thing, I really don't understand that. But against the politics, finished. And most of these Jews and Christians also, they cannot live with the Muslims in Medina, in Makkah, or around in Arabia, around them, practicing their religion. Although there is demis, there is this, they're allowed, we are told, but that's not the truth, right? That was not the truth. When Allah tells them, look at Surah 4 ayat 47, I think, yeah? Before we obliterate your faces. But then in Surah 9, so there are contradictions. There is the dhimmi thing that if you pay jizya, then leave them and, let them be. As Christians and Jews, the Ahl Kitab, they're called, as they are called in the Quran, the Jews and the Christians. But then, like there's ayat Surah 9, 29, is it 29? Fight them until they pay the jizya. And then Allah threatens to obliterate their faces or turn them on their backs or curse them if they do not become Muslims. Believe in what has come to the messenger, which confirms what is in your books before Allah, meaning we, obliterate your faces or turn you on your backs or curse you like we curse the Sabbath. Doesn't say breakers, Sabbath companions, Sahabas. So you figure it out because I couldn't figure it out. Like that they're allowed to stay with the Muslims, but now as dhimmis, paying the jizya and not participating in the army. And that's why that's good. Okay, they have to pay the jizya. But they're dhimmis. and they're allowed to practice their religion. But then in Surah 4, Ayat 47, so that, before we obliterate, now believe in this before we obliterate your faces, or this or that, right? So God wants them like this. So finally, like they have to become Muslims, right? So this, I felt, and there were contradictions about the Ahl Kitab. And so where do I go now? What am I showing you here? I'm showing you. And remember, O Muhammad, when those who disbelieve plotted against you to restrain you or to kill you or evict you. Now, these are the polytheists, right? Surah Anfal, ayat 30. Then we go back, and then you see the Jews also against the Jews, Bedouins who didn't want to fight, and Surah Fat, they just wanted to remain. So there were ayahs like these, and Surah Hasharites exiled the Jews, right? Or these Banu Qurayza tribe. They also didn't want Prophet Muhammad, and we were told that he's the true prophet. But if you, and so, they were always like creating, stop, like, yeah, they were creating obstacles for him, not to spread, like, to stop him from spreading Islam, message of Allah. But that's not, because even if they were doing this, let's say, but that's not what the Quran ayats show, the other Quran ayats. Actually, it boils down to becoming a believer now, by accepting Prophet Muhammad as your messenger, obeying him, Allah and him, and leaving your religion, and completely leaving. For polytheists, it's like very clear, right? Through the Quran ayats, very clear. You can't be a polytheist, right? Surah Tawbah is too. You can't be a polytheist. No dhimmi for polytheism. No jizya. Polytheists, either they pay, no, either they become Muslims in Makkah, also in Makkah, Surah Tawbah, or they leave. Otherwise, if they stay as polytheists in Makkah, they will be killed. And even those who have not broken the treaties, this also, right? They have not broken the treaties, and they have not helped anyone against the Muslims, even those. Let me show you. Surah 9, Ayat 4, I think, or 5. No, 4. And then Ayat 4 is like they have to become Muslims. But let's start from Surah Tawbah Ayat 4. And then I will come back to what I was on. So explaining to you, showing you again. Except those with whom you have a covenant among the polytheists, then not they have failed you in anything, and not they have supported against you anyone. Against you anyone. So fulfill to them their treaty. What happens? The treaty that you had with them, with the polytheists, until they remained with you in Makkah, right? And you live together. It's now reduced. The term of this treaty has been reduced now. So 4 months now. Only 4 months are given for them to leave. Even those, although it says, except don't kill does it say don't kill them? No. It doesn't say that. Don't kill these exception. Let me just continue. Okay, if I zoom it in, it becomes it's funny. An announcement from Allah and His Messenger to the people on the day of the great pilgrimage that Allah and His Messenger dissolve obligations, treaty with the pagans. If then you repent, it were best for you. But if you turn away, know that you cannot frustrate Allah and proclaim a grievous penalty to those who reject faith. Disbelievers, proclaim it, right? Did I read this? Did I misread it? A declaration of immunity. Okay, so travel freely throughout the land for 4 months, but know that you cannot cause failure to Allah and that Allah will disgrace the disbelievers. Now, finally, this is the last surah that was revealed to the Prophet, one of the last later surahs, right? Or this is the last surah. This is a public proclamation by Allah and His Messenger to all people, right? We read this, then it goes to 4. Excepted exception. What kind of an exception is this? Are those with whom you made a treaty among the polytheists? And then they have not been deficient toward you in anything or supported anyone against you. So complete for them the treaty until their term has ended. So complete for them the treaty. The treaty would be reduced for God's sakes. What is Allah repeating here? So those who haven't done anything against you, neither broken the treaty, complete the term. The treaty would be reduced. After 4 months, they will also be kicked out of Makkah, exiled from Makkah, right? Expelled from Makkah. These polytheists who haven't done anything against you, neither broken any treaty against you. And the treaty must be reduced for them, right? Because until the term is over, that means 4 months are given to them also. So what exception is here against for I don't understand. Okay, what I don't understand, I say I don't understand. And when the inviolable months have passed, then kill the polytheists. This means these ones too. 4, number 4, ayat 4. In ayat 4, these ones too, these polytheists too, kill them. Inviolable months, meaning now the treaty term with them also has been reduced to 4 months given have passed and kill the polytheists. So kill these polytheists too. The ones in ayat 4 mentioned by Allah. Get it or not? Am I come on. Have I misinterpreted? Wherever the ayats, wherever you find them and capture them and besiege them and sit in wait for them at every place of ambush. But if they should repent, establish prayer and give zakah, what? Are they do you think they have? Yes, yes. Maybe they have their own. They have established prayer in their own way, give zakah in their own way. But here it means becoming Muslims. These polytheists have to become Muslims. Surah 9 ayat 5. Let them go on their way. Hello. What did you Shias and what was I as a Shia reading this ayat as? Taking the meaning. I didn't see. But if they should repent from being polytheists, practicing their religion, not criminals, not ones who attacked Prophet Muhammad. You see, this is what was going on in my mind. If they should repent from not breaking treaties of peace with Prophet Muhammad, wouldn't do skirmishes attacking the Muslims. The crimes they have committed, not repent from what they have believed in or what they have been repent from what they believed in. Oh, right? Do you see this? establish prayer and give zakat. Oh, I didn't think about, maybe I don't know what I was thinking when I read this as a Shia against the polytheists. Establish prayer and give zakah. Let them go on their way. Meaning they have now to become Muslims. Now they are Muslims. They have to become Muslims, right? Then let them go on their way, of course. Allah is forgiving. Oh, Allah is forgiving and merciful. Just, what's that? What a way to say this, right? What is that word called? Just juxtaposition. And now Allah is forgiving and merciful. They have become Muslims. And if any one of the parties seeks your protection, okay, don't kill them, then grant him protection so that he may hear the words of Allah. What is the words of Allah he's going to hear? I.e. the Quran, they say, right? Meaning this message. Then deliver him to his place of safety. That is because there are people who do not know. Until they know about Islam, and they have to believe in it and become Muslims or kick them out. How can there be for the parties a treaty in the sight of Allah and with His Messenger except for those with whom you made a treaty at Masjid al-Haram? So as long as they are upright toward you, okay, this got me as a Shia, deceived. So as long as they are upright toward you, be upright toward them. Indeed, Allah loves the righteous. Meaning, okay, they're polytheists, they can remain polytheists and remain in Makkah. As long as they are upright toward you, be upright toward them. What do the Sunni or non-Shia Muslims say about this? Say International, i.e. maintain the terms of the treaty. Then how can there be a treaty while if they gain dominance over you, they do not observe concerning you any pact of kinship? Would you consider observe the pact of kinship with the disbelievers? No, you wouldn't. You see the ayat, Surah Mujadila ayat and Surah Tawbah ayat, Surah Mujadila ayat 22. You cannot love even your father and mother, have any loving affection for them if they are disbelievers, right? How are you observing the pact of kinship as a Muslim with your mother and father and your relatives, your siblings, your children, if they prefer disbelief? Surah Tawbah ayat, in this same surah, ayat that I keep forgetting. And be stern with the disbelievers. Where is it? Surah Muhammad or Surah Fatah? How are you? How did Imam Ali consider they do not observe concerning you any pact of kinship? Wait, so let me show you Shias. Now for Shias help, how did Imam Ali consider the pact of kinship? Right? Here. So we came to Surah Tawbah ayat 17, parties maintain must, no, sorry. Where was it? Where was I? 8. How can there be a treaty? 8. Surah 9, ayat 8 we came to. Observe concerning you any pact of kinship or a covenant of protection. Wait. Okay? You see this Shia Quran also, right? Has this ayat, Surah 9, ayat 8. Right? Now I've gone to, so, Surah 33, ayat 9. What did Umar say to Ali at, this is Khaybar Khandak, right? Medina advised by Salman. The Battle of Khandak, right? Yes. So they're not Khaybar. Okay. Now, look at this, right? When Ali when Ali and Amr stood face to face, Amr said to Ali, by God, I do not like to put you to death. Amr said to Ali, by God, I do not like to put you to death because your father was my friend. Hello? Your father was my friend. Let me see if I can highlight this. When Amr stood face to face, when Ali and Amr stood face to face, Amr said to Ali, by God, I do not like to put you to death because your father was my friend and I enjoyed many a feast at his dinner table. Ali replied, there could be no friendship between belief and disbelief. No friendship between disbelief and disbelief. So by Allah, I'm here to kill you. So by Allah, I'm here to kill you. Pact of friendship? The polytheists don't? What about these? Oh, so Amr is from the polytheists, right? The pagans of Makkah. This surah, Khandak, this verse refers to the Battle of Khandak. The Surah Al-Ahzab takes its name from the army of the allied clans which came against the Muslims in the fifth year of Hijrah. The pagans of Makkah, the Jews and Bedouin Arabs entered into an unholy alliance, came with a force of 10,000 men and besieged the Muslim community in Medina. The battle has been described in detail. Okay, so Salman ordered by the Holy Prophet to make the digger trench was dug around Medina, a trench, right? Then when Ali ibn Abu Talib killed Amr bin Abdud in single combat, the whole army of 10,000 men went back to Makkah without further fighting. Okay, and then it comes to Prophet Dawood killed Jalut. Ali's triumph became so decisive that the pagans of Makkah or their allies never made any attempt. So they had Jews and all with them, right? Here in this battle. Now Ali and Amr stood face to face. Now let's go back to, I already read this. So by Allah, I'm here to kill you, said Ali, replied Ali to Amr. There could be no friendship between belief and disbelief. No friendship. This is Ali's reply to Amr, not Amr, not Amr telling Ali. See how deceptive I found the Quran ayat. Surah 9, ayat 8 to be. Surah 9, ayat 8 to be. See, so reading this and share this. How can there be a treaty while if they gain dominance over you, they do not observe concerning you any pact of kinship or covenant of protection? The army came, yes, for sure, right? But when Amr reminded Ali that his father, they had this friendship, Imam Ali's father, Abu Talib, and Amr, and many a times he's feasted with Abu Talib. So, no pact of, no consideration, no pact of friendship, right? No pact of kinship also. What kinship, friendship, same thing, right? Family, friends, we were family, friends, this and that. Did Ali observe this pact of friendship? No. Considering Ali's reply is that the bat that the this is what is this? Ali's reply. No friendship between belief and disbelief. So are you going to tell me that there would be friendship between, there would be fraternity, there would be this relationship, you can have affection towards your mother and father relatives because they are disbelievers? No friendship between belief and disbelief. So no, 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 no. So Surah 9 ayat 8 completely, like, come on, I wouldn't take that, right? I saw the deception of your Allah in that. Surah 9 ayat 8 also. No friendship between belief and disbelief was Ali's reply to Amr. So by Allah, I'm here to kill you. So by Allah, not because you have come against us and I have to defend myself and my religion because you are against my religion. No, no, that was not Ali's reply, Ali Abu Talib's reply to Amr. This is in your history, you have taken it also. If the, you know, Sunnis have, so this is in your Islamic history and you have given this under Surah 33 ayat 9. So by Allah, I'm here to kill you. So then how could I accept that ayat, Surah 9 ayat 8? Allah saying the pagan Arabs do not observe the pact of kinship. Hmm? Please tell me. Amr was described by the, moreover, look at this. Amr was described by the Holy Prophet as the personification of infidelity. Nevertheless, even such a person had a moral sense to give respect. Give respect, right? He gave respect to Ali. Such a moral sense. Your own Tafsir Shias is saying, put it this way. For Amr, Ali killed him. I think in half, two halves, on his head, from the head to toe, two halves, made two halves of Amr. This is the Amr, or in, not Khabar, yeah, Khandaq. Allahu Akbar. Mala, Mala, Mala. Ali. And he was a fierce warrior. Amr also. So Amr could only fight Ali. No, no. Ali could only fight Amr because Ali was also a very good warrior, chosen by Allah to protect this Islam and Prophet Muhammad. Anyhow, you see what's happened now? Amr was described by the Holy Prophet as the personification of infidelity. Nevertheless, even as such a person had a moral sense to give respect and have consideration for the son of the man who treated him well, Abu Talib. Ali being the son of Abu Talib, so have have consideration for the son of the man who treated him well. But what did Ali do? Kill him in two halves. But the so-called followers of the Holy Prophet, can you blame them now? Can you blame the so-called followers of the Holy Prophet, these hypocrites, these deviants, who not only guided them, the Holy Prophet having guided them to the right path, but also took them out from darkness of ignorance and depths of degradation to the light of civilization, harassed, persecuted the so-called followers of the Holy Prophet. Now, right? Harassed, persecuted, and killed his children in Karbala? Wait a minute. Amr, Yazid, Muawiyah, all of them together, right? They all come from. And those Muslims who start to believe in them, What happened to them? They started to harass, persecute, and kill his children in Karbala. Yazid was a Muslim. Yazid's army were Muslims. Now, Muawiyah, Abu Sufyan became a Muslim, right? So-called followers of the Holy Prophet. Why would they do that? Persecuting and killing the children in Karbala of the Holy Prophet after Karbala till his last son and inheritor, Imam Mahdi al-Qaim, was taken up by Allah, right? Until this, and they keep doing it. They keep harassing these so-called followers of the Holy Prophet, keep harassing the Sayyids, the Holy Prophets from the Holy Prophets' progeny, Zuriyat, the Sayyids from Ali and Fatima, and thereafter the Imams, their children, and their followers are persecuted, harassed, and all this, and killed at times by the so-called followers of the Holy Prophet. Why? Why do you think it is that? The culprit is Allah, right? And see what Ali has done also, and the Holy Prophet. You see, they would not stop killing for belief and disbelief. There's no friendship between belief and disbelief. So by Allah, Ali says, by Allah, I'm here to kill you, tells Amr. So by Allah, I'm here to kill you. So the question is on belief and disbelief. So, and what have these so-called followers of the Holy Prophet learned? They are so scared of calling on any other than Allah. It's shirk, unforgivable. And some of them have learned from Umar bin Khattab, but the Quran is enough after the death of Holy Prophet. Do you think that they did not, because they didn't follow Ali and thereafter Hassan and Hussein, and they even killed Hussein? Why didn't they follow Hussein, these so-called followers of the Holy Prophet? Huh? What has the Holy Prophet said here? It is a struggle between faith and infidelity. Shias, the embodiment of faith, shall crush the entirety of infidelity. What, do you think Imam Hussein didn't want this? Look, Ali also followed Prophet Muhammad to the core, right? Killing Amr, not considering the friendship, but belief and disbelief. It is a fight, it is a struggle, it is a jihad between faith and infidelity. The embodiment of faith, which is Ali, shall crush the entirety of infidelity. And after Ali would be Hassan. Hassan failed because he had a peace treaty with Muawiyah and he was given some money, and so he could be a de facto whatever ruler under Muawiyah so the Sunnis took him, you would say, wrongfully. He wasn't appointed by Allah, right? So he wasn't appointed by Allah as the Caliph, as the Amir al-Mu'mineen. Ali is the Amir al-Mu'mineen, and after Ali is his son Hassan, Amir al-Mu'mineen of the belief, meaning the chief of the believers, right? Now you see where you and the Sunnis, the so-called followers of the Holy Prophet, Muawiyah also. Um, so how can I see now infidelity, the conflict? Why didn't these so-called followers of the Holy Prophet? Why did they kill this? persecuted, harassed in Karbala, Hussein, children in Holy Prophet's children in Karbala. So think about it. I can't articulate it, but I can say that something that the culprit is Ali and the Holy Prophet, right? Something has happened. What did Yazid, what did Muawiyah, what did Abu Sufyan want to tell you? Shias also, Muslims, they must want to tell you what? You see the hypocrisy, what did they want to tell you? Come on, any articulate person here? No one? This is a sham. Although so the so-called followers of the Holy Prophet had had enough. And then, uh, you know, um, then when you have disturbed the fabric and you are the hypocrite, and what you have done is said it is a struggle between faith and infidelity, of course, crushing the infidels and the infidelity in entirety would mean kill the infidels. Kill the infidels. Why do you think Imam Hussein refrained from killing the infidels, refrained from killing the so called followers of the Holy Prophet when Ali did it? When the Holy Prophet said it is a struggle between faith and infidelity, then it is a jihad, not only against the nafs, but the faith and infidelity. Imam Hussein is supposed to go and kill and crush the entirety of infidelity. Hassan failed after his father Ali. He couldn't kill Muawiyah, fight. He couldn't. And steps taken to rouse the disbelievers' anger. Don't forget Surah 9, Ayat 120. So don't you think that so this is the reason why, right? The so-called followers of the Holy Prophet, calling themselves Muslims, because they had no other choice but to call themselves Muslims, otherwise they would be killed by Ali. Do you think they would be spared? Now, Surah 9 ayat, coming to Surah 9 ayats, the polytheists, even the Ahl Kitab, although Jizya, one ayat on Jizya, they means and all, but Surah 4 ayat 47, even the Jews in Yathrib would be killed if they do not embrace Islam. They already expelled, but Allah uses, like they opposed Allah, and some say, taking the history further and saying, oh, the Banu Qurayza, they attempted an assassination on the Holy Prophet. No, the bottom line is that what the Holy Prophet has said here, that it is a struggle between faith and infidelity. Do you think a Jew now is in faith of this religion or in infidelity? Is he an infidel or is he a faithful man? Even Christian, the embodiment of faith shall crush the entirety of infidelity. It is a struggle. You have to struggle. Imam Hassan, Imam Ali's son, failed with the struggle. Hussein, they had to crush him because he like, you know how the Kufans writing letters to him, come help us against this Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, tyrant. He's not supposed to be the caliph, ruler over us. You are our Imam. Come to Kufa and help us. So Imam Hussein sends Muslim ibn Aqil to find out after waiting on reading the letters and whatnot. So how do I go about this until I reach where I can say it properly and explain to you, show to you that how Imam Hussein, why they killed his children in Karbala, the Holy Prophet's children. You would say Imam Hussein did not rise out of rebellion. No, no. But he's supposed to rise. It's a struggle between faith and infidelity against the infidels who have taken his right away. But Imam Hussein says, no, no. Right? I'm searching Imam Hussein. I have not risen to rebel as a rebel. What was Imam Hussein saying? Imam Hussein's actions were not driven by rebellion or a desire for power, but of course a struggle. His rise was a call to reform the Muslim community and uphold the teachings of Islam. So one day or the other, AI overview. So one day or the other, Hussein or another Imam reformed the Muslim community, rid the Muslim community from infidels, infidelity, the so-called followers of the Holy Prophet who were forced, otherwise they would be killed, or leave Makkah, their homes, their city. Reforming in what way the Muslim community? Rid the Muslim community. What his father and his grandfather, and their Allah made these these hypocrites who are called hypocrites, so-called followers of the Holy Prophet, were actually forced. If you force someone to accept Islam, like I would be forced now, let's say my father tells me no, and my marja, right, Shia marja, that keep her for 3 days. She's become an apostate. So confine her to the room, maybe, you know, not allow her, starve her, confine her, maybe starve me or not give me food, yeah. And also, like, don't give her to drink, like, confine her, like you put someone in prison, maybe a little bit food, and force her to come back into this religion. It would be blindly, right? See how I've done my research. So when you force someone, that person's neither rational mind is in it, proof is not in this, neither is the heart in this, because the proof, I've done rational research, I've done honest research. So if you force someone, what happens? Are they wholeheartedly accepting the religion with proof, everything? No, they are not, right? No, they are not. They're not wholeheartedly. And then you call them hypocrites. Oh, they say with their mouths, but you force them. What's the effect of forcing someone to come into a religion or kill them? So after 3 days, if I say, no, I still don't want to, you've tried to force me. You've closed the walls in on me, confining me. Females, this is what you do in Shia Islam, right? Against apostate females first. Then death penalty. So I could see that forcing someone is not good. And even like Allah says, so taking Surah 4 at 47, even the Ahle Kitab, even though you have proof, you shouldn't be forcing someone. Even with proof, like what Allah says here, okay, in Surah 4 at 47, I think it is, before we obliterate your faces. O Ahle Kitab, meaning believe in what believe in this prophet, my messenger, and about him or is confirmed in your books before we obliterate your faces. So, of course, they'll become hypocrites. Forcing someone is not good. It's negative way. Reform the Muslim. Now, Imam Hussein, on back to Imam Hussein, reform the Muslim community and uphold the teachings of Islam. What is Yazid to do? Not a personal quest for dominance, of course not. Okay, we know that even Prophet Muhammad would, Allah would say. But in a roundabout manner, you get that feeling of that, Abraham said, and my not only my progeny, but my name, he will be famous, righteously famous, righteous of Allah. So these people, they may tell you that they don't want any dominance, any personal quest for dominance, but they want their name and fame, like they are imams and of this. And simple. Oh, so deceptive it is. And uphold the teachings of Islam. What actually are the teachings of Islam? It is a struggle, says Prophet Muhammad, according to the Shia, also written in this way. Where? And he rejected Imam Hussein also rejected the authority of Caliph Yazid, not out of personal animosity, it is said, but because Yazid's rule was seen as unjust and a deviation from the true path of Islam. So any other than this progeny and the Imams chosen by Allah, and I showed you the ayat that Allah can choose evil, bad Imams to appoint bad Imams like Pharaoh. So you're wrong in that also, that Allah appoints only just Imams who have not an ounce of zulm in them. My progeny does not reach the Zalimeen or Zalimun, says Allah to Ibrahim in the Quran ayat, right? So this, he rejected the authority of Caliph Yazid. Principles of justice, oh please, to righteous and Muslim community. What is he supposed to do actually according to his father's statement, grandfather's statement, and his father's act? What is he supposed to do? Huh? What is Imam Hussein supposed to do? Fight against Yazid. Not when all avenues of peace are closed and they have given you a war battle, but they want to kill you somewhere, finding you wherever they are found killed. Surah 33, ayat 61. No, it is a struggle between faith and infidelity. The embodiment of faith shall crush the entirety of infidelity, meaning that the infidels must be killed. Once you can have the power, right? So the conquest, so now the Makkan pagans have left because Amr has been killed by Imam Ali. He, nevertheless, you see the moral sense to give respect and have consideration for the son of the man who treated him well. Imam Ali even didn't do here, right? What you are saying here. Amr, about Amr. Imam Ali didn't consider this. So kill Amr And once you get an upper hand and conquest of their whole city, Makkah, pagan city Makkah, not because this was originally Abraham and Ishmael built the Makkah. No, there were other masajids too that the Meccan pagans were maintaining. No, no, this is anywhere to kill. This is a struggle. Islam is a struggle. That's Holy Prophet has said it. Islam is a struggle. And this is what I found in the Quran ayat. So I don't know why the Shias did not find it like this. So Imam Hussein's struggle, put this for Imam Hussein. Unless an Imam, a righteous a believer, then the Reform Surah 24, Ayat 55 can be applied. But before that, maybe Imam Hussein wants to take recourse to Surah. But before that, what has his grandfather done and said? It is a struggle between faith and infidelity. The embodiment of faith shall crush the entirety of infidelity. And right now, it's not that new religion given. Right now, what is his grandfather doing? Imam Hussein's. By saying this, Surah Tawbah ayats kill the polytheists if they don't leave Makkah and if they don't become Muslims. And then Surah 9, ayat 1 to 3, those you have spared now, kill them. Kill them. Excuse me, Surah 9, ayat 1 to 3. Also that, right? So why can't you see this? Why couldn't you see this? And telling us that we are misinterpreting and all this. The Quran ayats and the tafsir. So please, we are not the ones doing this, the ex-Muslims. Then share this down. So the material as well as the mental condition of the Muslims, these poor Muslims now attacking the caravans, were so unprepared for such an encounter, because to protect the caravans, rightfully so, right? And they must have exiled, surely so, they exiled or restrained Prophet Muhammad because he wouldn't allow them to practice their religion, wouldn't allow them. Surah Nuh ayat also take. Nuh was saying, I called them, but they wouldn't listen, oh God. And so to take, also believe in one God, to leave your idols. They started to say, don't leave your idols, don't leave your gods or gods, Nasr, Nasra, and all this, right? And Nuh said, Nuh prayed to Allah to destroy these disbelievers. So this is what Muhammad was continuing from the very beginning, but so that's why they were restraining him. That's why they had to restrain him, and that's why maybe they even wanted to kill him. Would you, if you know, if you're attacking them, if you're saying, and later on, if they knew it, maybe that Surah Tawbah, it's coming to that, right? Kill them just because they are polytheists and they wouldn't embrace Islam. Kill them. So even if you're told that they wanted to kill him, but they spared him in Battle of Uhud or Hunayn. Uhud they lost, and that's where Abu Sufyan called Umar bin Khattab up on the hill, saying, "Bear witness that we did not kill the Holy Prophet." It's not that Allah protected the Holy Prophet. Abu Sufyan was trying to say, "We spared him, not Allah." That's why in Islamic history, from the enemy is coming that. And so you will read the ayat that, Allah says, we protected Prophet Muhammad. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, and some history where they wanted to, there were these three people or so, they wanted to kill the Holy Prophet, but at the battle of expedition of, there was no battle, expedition of Tabuk, lightning came and flashed on them and killed them. But then the wives of the Holy Prophet, two wives in Surah Tahrim, who is his protector? Allah, Jibrail, the righteous among the believers, and moreover the angels will assist him against these two wives. So no, Allah did not protect, not Allah. Allah couldn't, only Allah couldn't protect the Holy Prophet from his two wives. If he went and he prohibited, it's the ayat, Surah Tahrim. Now Allah is saying, protect, if you two wives, listen, don't, right? If you two wives don't behave yourselves with the Holy Prophet, since your hearts have turned away, and this and that, we will, Allah is this, that. So many discrepancies, many things I saw that the Muslims were wrong in taking Quran ayats also. Mostly, firstly, and then the tafsirs if necessary. Now we're on the Shia tafsir, since it's necessary to help the Shias now. So this, where your tafsirs are wrong, and also with the Quran ayats, mental conditions. So now, back to, so they disputed with you about the truth. Surah 8 ayat 6 now. They disputed with you about the truth after it had become clear, as if they were being driven to death while they saw it. Wait a minute. Now, some of the Muslims who disputed with the Holy Prophet actually what was it? That they didn't agree, maybe, to the Holy Prophet helping the Muhajir, helping them to get their revenge by attacking the caravans full of goods of the pagan Makkans, or Abu Sufyan here, right? And so they thought, rightfully so, the army was sent of 1,000 pagan Makkans, right? And they were not ready to fight, so they disputed with you. Why should we fight them? Also, that point. After it had become clear, they disputed after what truth has become clear. See the ambiguity of Allah. He can't even say it himself. And I had to, how many times do this and can't even say it properly because so much ambiguity, and it's very difficult for me to correct these things, right? Your tafsirs also, and Allah also. See the ambiguity. Now I have to put it in words, right? So what was the truth? In truth, that you should fight here, them. No, we shouldn't fight them. We shouldn't fight them. They are sending an army to just protect and warn us of not, I think, what they must be thinking and what I'm thinking, inference. But I know for sure what they must be thinking, right? Inference, okay, from me. But I know that they must be thinking, well, they rightfully so sent the army now because we've been robbing the caravans, ill-fed, and Allah will provide and the messenger will provide for you. Don't worry. That Quran ayat too. Ill-fed here, right? These were ill-fed. 313 ill-fed. Where is it that Allah will provide for you? And also the messenger will provide for you. They disputed that these believers disputed with their holy prophet about the truth. Truth? What truth? So see commentary for verse 5. What truth? Hmm. Fighting, those who were averse to fighting were not convinced that it was a wise or prudent decision. Yes, you see, those believers were averse, therefore they felt as if they were being driven to death. Fighting. Those who were averse to fighting. Oh, and how will Allah establish this truth? By fighting now this army that Abu Jahl has sent for the protection of Abu Sufyan's caravans against the Muslims attacking it, with the decision and knowledge and order of the Holy Prophet, permission of the Holy Prophet. You see, I think they also didn't. They knew that this was not right that we attacked the caravans, so they've sent an army to protect it. And so, how can they're right in sending the army? What, destroy Muslims? No, to protect the caravans. So that's why they were averse to fighting them, the Quraysh army, because I don't think the Quraysh army wanted to fight them. They just sent this to protect. So therefore they felt as if some of the believers also questioned. Okay, Surah 8 ayat 6 for this, and Shia tafsir on this. They disputed with you about the truth. So I did not agree with the Shia tafsir also on this ayat. And neither I agree with these who disputed with the Holy Prophet about the truth after it had become clear. Nothing clear what? As if they were being driven to death while they saw it. That now your faith is going to be tested more. So you ill-fed and not well-equipped Muslim Army 313, fight. Fight on this basis that the Quraysh are sending an army to protect the caravans from being robbed by you and your holy prophet. Oh my goodness. And when Allah, so Surah 8 ayat 7 now, and when Allah promised you one of the two parties that shall be yours, and you love that the one not armed should be yours, but keen, meaning Prophet Muhammad being keen, taking Wikipedia on this, being keen to attack the unarmed, unarmed caravan, to unarmed caravans. So even the Prophet Muhammad put them to this task. They. So see how Allah has put it now to correct Allah in this. They loved, the Muslims loved, but Holy Prophet should be here. He was keen also in attacking the unarmed. Should be yours. And has been doing this, attacking the unarmed. So the Prophet Muhammad should be involved in this. First and foremost, on top. After Muslims. Those Muslims who were attacking the caravans and taking the goods as booties, the unarmed caravans of the Quraysh, right? So we've come now like this to Surah 8 at 7. And Allah desired to manifest the truth that the Muslims will win, even though being caravan robbers, even the Quraysh sending their army to protect their caravans, not destroy the Muslims or kill the Muslims. So now, since The army has been sent. And Allah is wrong in putting it this way. You love that. Actually, Prophet Muhammad loved it also, was keen. So, and cut off the root of the unbelievers. Now, Allah wants them to fight. The Quraysh army sent to protect the caravans from being looted by the Muslims and the Holy Prophet. So, cut off the root of the unbelievers. So, another thing is that they could be doing this also to arouse the anger of the disbelievers, right? So you take no steps to rouse the anger of the disbelievers. Surah 9, ayat 120. Sorry, not you. They do not take the people of Medina and the Bedouins around them in the neighborhood, the neighbors, the Bedouin neighbors of theirs, do not take any steps to rouse the anger of the disbelievers. But since you have taken, so you, Allah says now, you have taken the steps. You would take the steps, right? You should take the steps. So, but now, true by his words, manifest the truth of what was true by his words. Well, how is Allah put it here? Sorry, I can't correct all this. And to cut off the root of the unbelievers, I'm not even prepared, but I'll try. I'm trying. I can't even prepare myself. It's like there's a obstacle there's in my head. I can't think before coming here on this. Can't even think, prepare myself before what I have to say. Tried to think, but there was a block. These verses refer to the alternatives mentioned in the commentary of verse 5 and 6. The merchandise of the caravan or to face the Meccan army in self-defense. Of course, they were not coming to kill you. They were just coming to protect the caravans and to tell you not to do it. Just to, put that pressure on you. Some of the companions desired to capture the caravan with merchandise guarded by only 40 unarmed men. Instead of confronting the strong army of 1,000 fully equipped warriors. But the Lord willed otherwise. He desired to put to test their faith and cut off the roots of the infidels. This is the way. Your Shia commentary is laughable. It is really pathetic meaning. I'm not making fun, but this is, I don't, like, this is funny. This is hilarious, right? So instead of getting angry and upset and boiling my blood over your injustices, your holy prophets and its laws and all this, let's have a laugh at it. Those who were ever. Now the holy prophet, as guided by Allah, decided to leave the caravan. But he was keen in attacking this caravan, right? Before. Now Allah has said in Surah 8, Ayat 7, and what your tafsirs. Oh, whether to read Allah's great ayat on this or your great tafsir, to cut off the root of the unbelievers by his words coming true. So, guarded by only 40 unarmed men, instead of, so some, where is it? So some of the companions of the Holy Prophet desire to capture, yeah, they're trying to tell Prophet Muhammad, leave it, leave these army of 1,000. We'll just try to capture this one, even though they're coming and they'll just give us a warning. Go away. No, you have to fight the strong army of 1,000. So now the Prophet has changed his decision because Allah wants him to change it. But here the Prophet, you see, you've taken in your commentary, what you've done also is taken Allah, and Allah also doesn't mention Prophet Muhammad in this, that he loved the unarmed one, right? Of course, before this, he was keen after the unarmed caravans to rob them. And now we've put the Muslims in here. Allah has, and even you. So Allah's ambiguity and your ambiguity and misrepresentation and again injustice to these believers, again meaning like against like his style again, against the polytheists. So now is Allah's style against these party of disbeliever, this party of believers, believers also. So instead of confronting the strong army of 1,000 fully equipped warriors, but the Lord willed. Some of the companions desired to capture the caravan with merchandise, as they were told by the Holy Prophet to do so. So do you get it, what has happened here? Then the Holy Prophet, so as guided by Allah now, he turns away from the caravan, right? He leaves the caravan of Abu Sufyan to leave the caravan and march out boldly against the well-armed and well-equipped Quraysh army. So you agree that the Prophet was, it was his permission, by his permission and his order and his knowledge, the Muslims were attacking the unarmed. They were attacking. So before this, Holy Prophet was only keen in attacking the caravans. Now the decision of Allah and that you loved, but now these Muslims, the companions, some companions decide to capture the caravan with merchandise guarded by only 40 unarmed men instead of confronting. So they're still saying, let's do this, but let's not confront the strong army now that has been coming to stop us from doing this. Let's just do this maybe and run away like we used to. But no, no. So now what, right? So now fight. Battle of Badr would start. Surah 8, Ayat 8. That he may manifest the truth of what was true, and show the falsehood. Oh, that what an army, 1,000 army against fully equipped warriors, against the ill equipped 313 believers. Yes, okay. And who fought in this battle? Hamza in the forefront, right? Front line. Ali and Ubaidullah. When you sought aid from your Lord, so he answered you, I'll assist you with 1,000 angels following one another. And Allah, so his commentary, fulfilled of Allah's promise of victory and help with 1,000 angels. I think they were shayateen, not angels. Whatever the means, all help comes ultimately from Allah. Yeah. Either you die or be killed. When you're killed, Allah says, don't worry. Shias also, the followers of Ahlul Bayt, you are alive. And that is victory too, like in Karbala. And Allah only gave it as a good news that your hearts. So sometimes He gives victory by with the help of, yeah, also this, right? With the help of 1,000 angels. So they don't kill you. You don't get killed. But if you get killed, don't worry, right? Ayat is there. Don't even think that those who die in believing in Allah, fighting for Allah in the cause of Allah, that they are dead, they are alive. Surah Sajda ayat where? In which surah? Even in Surah Tawbah, I think. Or don't even think they are dead. So if they kill you, that's not your defeat either. But Allah has sent here around 1,000 angels for your victory. make special forms of give heart confidence to the believers. So you would not lose here, but those killed in this battle are shaheed, alive, not dead. Surah 8 ayat 10, and Allah only gave it as a good news, and that your hearts might be at ease thereby, and victories only from Allah. Oh, yeah. So what shall I say about this now? So even if you killed, you're a shaheed, you haven't, and the war that Yazid, his army thought they had won in Karbala, it wasn't a victory. It was failure. It was loss for them. They lost. They lost, right? It wasn't victory. Imam Hussein was victorious, right? Yes. And Surah 8 ayat 11, when he caused calm to fall on you as a security from him, and sent down upon you water from the cloud, that he might thereby purify you and take away from you the uncleanness of the shaitan. You still had this on you, and that he might fortify your hearts and steady your footsteps thereby. So the Muslim army, wearied with its long march, needed a refreshing rest. Therefore, the Lord arranged it for them. It rained during the night, rendering the hard soil on which the pagans were moving heavy and fatiguing, and making the soft sand which the Muslims had to cross hard and more firm to walk upon. The pollution of shaitan refers to his evil suggestions that had Allah willed to assist them, they would not face such distress and hardship. The rain which fell in the night formed a little pool of water to be used for necessary purification. Surah 8 ayat 12. When your Lord revealed to the angels, I am with you, therefore make firm those who believe. I will cast terror into the hearts of those that disbelieve. Therefore strike off their heads and strike off every fingertip of them. To help the Muslims, Allah instilled terror into the hearts of the infidels in order to destroy their morale and send angels to fight the foe. Where are the angels? For the Pakistani Shias persecuted wherever the Shias are persecuted by their own Muslims, extremists and all that you say, and send angels to fight the foe. Where were the angels in Karbala alongside the believers? So that the power base of the polytheism could be destroyed. Otherwise, as always, they would oppose the religion of Allah as if Allah doesn't oppose their religion and his prophet doesn't oppose their, their awliyas whom they worship, Surah Zumar ayat 3, to get nearness to Allah. They also have an Allah. So this doesn't make sense. Thereafter, whosoever opposes Allah, and then more. Thereafter, whosoever opposes Allah and His Messenger shall be severely punished. Right? So what is Imam Hussein doing telling you? That no, I didn't want to punish Yazid. I didn't want a war with Yazid. I didn't want to kill Yazid. I didn't want to fight Yazid. I didn't want to. So now I think what Muawiyah couldn't see what, but prepared his son, maybe Yazid, against Hussein. What Muawiyah couldn't achieve against Imam Ali, his son Yazid achieved in Karbala. And yet the Shia say, oh, Imam Hussein won. So, persecuted, deprived Ali and Fatima of their rights, killed and tortured their children, the progeny of the Holy Prophet, particularly Imam Hussein. You're saying all this, and yet you're saying thereafter, in the same breath are you saying this? Thereafter, whosoever opposes, and opposition could be saying something against Allah and His Prophet, blasphemy. It would be blasphemy just publishing something or saying with your mouth something, right? Or even opposition could mean denying Allah and His Prophet, like the polytheists denied Allah and His Prophet and wanted to worship their idols and all gods, and their way associate with Allah, awliyas. They worship. They weren't allowed in Makkah. So on thereafter, whosoever opposes Allah and His Prophet, right, shall be severely punished. So this is what they showed in the Battle of Badr. The poorly equipped Muslims, 313 against 1,000 fully equipped. And so, and those who opposed the declaration of the Holy Prophet at Ghadir Khum, this rule, this rule also applies to those who opposed, meaning it applies to, you know who this applies to? Abu Bakr, Umar bin Khattab. Let's go a little back. Abu Bakr, Umar bin Khattab, Uthman bin Affan, right? See commentary of Surah Al-Ma'idah, Ayat 67. So if this rule applies to them, then if they start persecuting, they start to persecute and deprive Ali Fatima. How the Muslims won, I don't know here. They must know in the Battle of Badr, saying that the angels also helped them. Now come angels. Come angels in Karbala. Where are the angels in Karbala? Is it like now Abraham has said, or Jibril, also there's this tafsir on an ayat, or is it an ayat? Jibril comes to Abraham when they wanted to burn him. They made a big furnace, for him to burn him. Long one, ditch and all, God knows, to burn him. So I was told, I learned from my Shia side also, that Jibril came and said, let me help you. And he said, no, I don't need your help. Allah is enough for me. And I even learned this from a Muslim, non-Shia, about Abraham. So Allah said, oh, fire, be cool, right? Jibril had come for Abraham. So now you're saying, even if Jibril came for Imam Hussein, now take that, what Hazrat Ibrahim refused, the help of angels, the help of archangel, according to Christian. Jibril is the archangel, Gabriel. So, refuse the help of this angel now. Certain times this, certain times that, and then I don't know how to, but I still saw the discrepancies and that this is a false religion. But this was a little bit hard to explain to you and show you in this way. Persecuted and deprived Ali and Fatima of their rights, killed, because thereafter whosoever opposes Allah and His Prophet shall be severely punished. And remember, they were forced to believe in polytheists. Abu Sufyan was a polytheist. Then he became a Muslim, right? So he was a Makkan polytheist. Unlike his relative, Prophet Muhammad. He was a believer in one God, in Abrahamic religion. Shias know this from birth. So you force them, or what, however, whatever you have done, to win this battle against the polytheists with 313 ill-equipped and ill-fed Muslims, saying I cannot believe you, that the angels, you know, must be shayateen who worked for Suleiman. I'm just a little more inference on this because you see, that's what Yazid. Why was Yazid scared of? Like they would really create a penalty, punishments, severe punishments for those who opposed Allah and His Messenger. You can't say anything against Allah and His Messenger. The polities couldn't say anything anymore, and they had to become Muslims forcefully. So think of their condition, the mitigating circumstances, and then Yazid was made, and he knew now how they had won this war, how they had won perhaps the battles against his father had won against, how his father had lost against Ali, maybe Battle of Siffin, I'm not sure. I haven't read it in detail who won in the Battle of Siffin and the other battles between Ali and Muawiyah, or it was a truce or what. And then, you know, they realized what dishonesty or what deception or with what uh, the Muslims had won here in the Battle of Badr against the polytheists. To do what and how to protect themselves. So this time, with whatever, no deception, no nothing, Yazid would win in Karbala. And so you say that Yazid, right, tortured their children, killed and tortured their children, and Yazid's army, meaning these so-called followers of the Holy Prophet, Muslims, so-called Muslims, the progeny of the Holy Prophet, particularly Imam Hassan, the grandson of the Messenger of Allah in Karbala, and held captives his family, even his women, but did not keep them as sex slaves, did not take them as sex slaves, only held them captives, but Prophet Muhammad and the believers are allowed to have sex slaves. When they win, like they got Safiya, Prophet Muhammad got Safiya bint Huyay, Jawaria bint Harith, and the polytheists, other polytheists, sex slaves. Well, he got Ramla after she became a Muslim, and the Prophet's wife, her name changed to Habiba. And she told her father when he came to her house, when she was married to the Holy Prophet, that don't sit on, this is the apostles' mat, and you are impure, polytheist. Don't sit on this. So this also, of course, they're going to do something now to stop these. So in order to stop Imam Hussein, right, they had to come up with a plan in Karbala. And now think about it, Shias, think about it. I don't want to, but I had to hurt myself also, not to break your heart or harm you. Please refer to the punishment that will be inflicted on those who are harassed. Now, you see, so Mukhtar came. Oh, no, wait, harassed and persecuted Bibi Fatima and its children. So for Imam Hussein, then Mukhtar took the right took on himself and punished Yazid and all, whoever was alive at that time, the uprising of Mukhtar against the enemies and of Imam Hussein, who killed Imam Hussein, who did whatever in Karbala and aftermath of Karbala, right? Mukhtar took the revenge. And at that time, Imam Zain al-Abidin celebrated, like he just he was grateful, right? And he took some sweet and he put it, so that means he agreed with Mukhtar, taking the avenger of Imam Hussein's enemies in Karbala and afterwards. Like his children, his family, after Karbala, so taking them captives. So he took full revenge. And again, you please refer to the punishments that will be inflicted on those who harassed and persecuted by Fatima and his children. Okay, the pages are not here. It's not a book. Also refer to An-Nisa and all this. Okay. Now, this is because they acted adversely to Allah and His Messenger, and whoever acts adversely to Allah and His Messenger, then surely Allah is severe in requiting evil. Now, you would say the believers who could go against Prophet Muhammad, some of the party of the believers who went and disputed, they were not killed. They were not killed, right? If you do, only the disbelievers, only those who have inflicted such harm on it's why wouldn't that be true, right? Uh, like if you say no, no, it's because the believers here, the party who disputed with Prophet Muhammad, who disagreed with him about the truth, they were not punished, they were not killed. And so, yes, you can dispute with Prophet Muhammad or what? So, this I was confused about. To help the Muslims, Allah instilled, then that's because they acted adversely to Allah and His Messenger. So, to turn one's back to the enemy in the battlefield is a shameful sin. I think even these Muslims were punished by facing 1,000 ill equipped. They were ill equipped and they were ill fed. So even they were punished, like the Bedouins were told in Surah Fat, that since you didn't want to help the Prophet, you know, uh, and I mean, except his call to uh, go to Makkah, the conquest of Makkah, or the Battle of Tabuk, you will face such a army. Huh. So this way or that way, even these poor believers who were punished. But Ali was in the forefront, Hamza was in the forefront, and but the others were they were punished by even the Muslim ill-equipped, ill-fed. When your Lord revealed to the angels, "I'm with you." No, wherever. That's because they acted adversely to Allah and His Messenger, and whoever acts adversely to Allah and His Messenger, then surely Allah is severe in requiting. Taste it, and know that for the unbelievers is the chastisement of fire. O you who believe, when you meet those who disbelieve marching for war, then turn not your backs to them. So there's a warning to the believers also to not turn their backs to the disbelievers marching for war when you meet those who disbelieve marching for war. To turn one's back to the enemy in the battlefield is a shameful sin. O you believe, when you meet those who disbelieve, marching for war, then turn not your backs to them. Who is the aggressor here? The disbelievers marching for war against you? Or when you meet those who disbelieve marching for war? Okay? Turn not your backs. I have to look into this. Ayat Surah 8, Ayat 15. And whoever shall turn his back to them on that day, unless he turn aside for the sake of fighting, or withdraws to accompany, then he indeed becomes deserving of Allah's wrath, and his abode is hell, and evil destination shall it be. So you did not slay them, but it was Allah who slew them, and you did not smite when you smote. the enemy, but it was Allah who smote. And so isn't this shirk? And that he might confer upon the believers a good gift from himself. So okay, these ayats is hard to reveal, but the rest of the ayats before this, at least a little easy to reveal, and the tafsir of the Shias also not make sense in this for the Holy Prophet and the Muslim, some party of Muslim believers, you see. So, or against the Muslim believers, ayats don't make sense, and what they did don't make sense, what the Holy Prophet did. I mean, you know, the way Allah has written it now, I can't. So, okay, I'm getting tired and it's very late, and my neighbors will definitely be very, very disturbed. And so it's going to be 2 o'clock. Oh, yeah, it's very late here. So now the thing is to see how shall I end this in conclusion. Have you seen, at least in these ayahs, that they had to send, who is the aggressor? They had who attacked first? The caravans, and so they had to send an army to stop. They had to send 1,000 people to stop, and we're told there are only 313 ill-fed, poorly equipped Muslims. Maybe there's an exaggeration by from the Islamic history, coming from even the Holy Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt, right? To show you, oh, they won, you know, how against the well-equipped and well-fed, meaning Makkans. They must be well fed, right? And well equipped Makkan pagans. So a lot of like distortion. You can see distortion here also. Why shouldn't they send an army? And a lot of deception I saw in these ayats. So we got, at least you got Surah 8, ayat 7, that Prophet Muhammad was keen, not only the Muslims, some Muslim parties keen, loved that one not armed should be yours. And I haven't done justice to this part of the ayat still. Maybe I would come back again. But I have to go now very soon. So, um, since they sent the army and then Allah said, you have to fight the army, and some believers disputed with the Holy Prophet about the truth, that not to still go for this merchandise caravan, that you wanted us to go and attack. This, so yeah, it's like, no, I mean they are right. These ones are right, and how Allah has put it is wrong against them. You love that the one not armed, but your prophet was keen. Oh, so now Allah has, so they have sent the army. So prophet is saying now fight the army, but not that the prophet wasn't keen in attacking these unarmed ones. Now, how Allah has put the blame on these Muslims. You get it? Very unfair against them. Surah 8, Ayat 7. And not blaming the Holy Prophet. Actually, Allah and His Holy Prophet, or the Holy Prophet and His Allah, seem to be totally unjust and terrible. And how deceptive they are. I finally reached a little bit to show you, right? Some ayahs and the tafsir from Shia tafsirs to show you how deceptive, how terrible they are, diabolical and cunning. How they change it and put it on the some Muslim believers also here. Not only the polytheists, exaggeration and misrepresentation and all this. against the politics, the ayats coming, which have come and which I've shown, I mean, which are here and which I've shown you earlier. You see, all this I saw. And so I'm trying to show you, but I may have not done a great job in this. I hope I did an average, at least a, average, that you can get it and in your own selves articulate in your own mind. You're more articulate. And you do a good job in yourselves to understand what I'm trying to show you here and what I've been trying to show you. And now I have to go. So thank you for your time and attention. Okay? Oh, I have to remove this. So thank you so much. Right? All of you, 2 hours and 21 minutes. You can go through it, skimming through like a fast forward and all this if you like. I'm sorry I had to take so much of your time and come here thrice because one was muted. Most of it was muted, my StreamYard live stream. Oh, the first time I came here on StreamYard today, it was muted, most of it. I said all of it before, but most of it muted. So this, so I hope I can help those Shias who can be helped, not the ones who can't be helped, right? I'm sorry, I can't help you. But those who can be helped, thank you. And I hope you see this and leave this religion for your own good and the benefit of all the people in humanity. Choose humanity. And wish you all the best and best regards to you. Thank you so much. And I apologize for omissions, errors, and not being able to show you in a better way, right? So, and for the inconvenience, yeah, I thought I had put the timing I put for this, and then I changed the day. I forgot the day, and it was tomorrow, so I had to change the day. So in the beginning, you had the stream gave you in the upcoming was tomorrow in 24 hours, but actually it was just a few minutes. I would start this. It was I can't say it now. Okay, I'm really tired. I think I should now end the stream. Hope you can see it. Those Muslim Shias, also Sunni Muslims, yeah, and leave Islam, not try to go to any other sect or denomination of Islam. Completely finish Islam and leave it. Okay? So I tried my best, but my best could be the worst for you who are eloquent, who are better than me. So this, thank you so much.